podcast, Preventing Operator Assaults, is a helpful look at the problem of conflict in and on our community transit systems. We hope that by starting a discussion that includes practical tips and ideas, that we can keep transit operators safe in every community, whether they serve in an urban, rural, or tribal transit environment. This project is funded by a grant from the Federal Transit Administration to improve safety for professional bus drivers and public transit riders throughout the nation. Your host is best-selling author and Transit Unplugged podcast host, Paul Comfort.
This is Preventing Driver Assaults, a special segment of a podcast which is looking at how we are preventing driver assaults across the public transportation industry. I'm with my co-host, Kristen Joyner, and we have with us as our guest, Stephen Martingano, who is Deputy Chief of Police for Denver's RTD. Kristen, would you like to introduce our guest?
Oh, I'd love to, Paul. Stephen Martingano interned at St. John's University for the New York Police Department in a program called Police Cadet Corps. He received his BA in criminal justice and was promoted to police officer working in the 104th Precinct in Queens, New York. Stephen moved to Colorado and worked for the Arvada Police Department, transferred to the Denver Police Department, then was hired as police commander for the Denver Regional Transportation District Transit Police Division. Stephen now serves as Deputy Chief of Police at Denver's RTD. Welcome, Deputy Chief.
Thanks for having me today.
Steve, I recently had the opportunity, as you know, to visit your operation and kind of see it up close and personal and talk with some of your team. RTD has a reputation and a history of being innovative in its approach to protecting drivers and transit riders with mental health issues. Can you tell us about RTD's approach and how transit police are involved in making a difference?
Yeah, I'd love to. So first of all, I would like to give a lot of credit to our RTD, operator trainers. They do a really great job of obviously making sure our operators are as safe as they could be when they're driving our vehicles. And they do an outstanding job in regards to teaching operators on how to deconflict, situations so that they don't become violent. But what we have been seeing lately, and it's more societal, is, a lot of individuals are suffering from, mental health. And I believe lately here in the past several years, they've really, the diagnoses have been shown to be more medical. In the past, they might have been looked at as criminal behaviors, but we realize that these are medical mental health episodes. So what we really have been doing here, and we were the first transit police agency that started this approximately 6 years ago. We put a co-responder, which is a mental health clinician, with our internal police officer, and they go out and they assist in contacting individuals that are experiencing mental health issues, assisting our operators if they have somebody on their, whether it be the bus or the train, where they feel that they might be having a mental health episode and wanting to, have someone come and approach them in a more of a medical, to diagnose them correctly rather than having police officers respond all the time.
So, Steve, having drivers, those boots on the ground, as a part of your bus safety committee, I know that that's a piece of the puzzle here. How does that inform your protocol and moving into a safer situation?
Yeah, so RTD, again, going back to innovation, we have bus safety committee meetings, and we've put together groups for all of our bus divisions. And it's a great encompass of employees. So we'll have our safety division personnel there. I usually respond for the security policing side of it. We have managers, we have facility maintenance individuals, employees, as well as bus operators. So they all, we all meet and we speak about, discuss about once a month about issues and situations we're seeing out there. Now, a lot of them could be, passengers or customers that might be causing issues. So we discuss and try to find out hotspot areas for that. But even little things in regards to a curb line is broken. So when they pull up the bus and our customers don't have a proper footing to get on the bus, they make those notations to the safety team, and we reach out and we really try to get things fixed. We reach out to the local governments and municipalities. But what's really great about this, it's giving the employees a voice. They attend the meetings. That it's very open, so they could express any concerns they have. They reach out to their other operators to come and bring issues. So it's really building a collaborative teamwork of everyone involved to make sure RTD is running successful every day.
That's awesome, Steve. I know that you guys have produced some videos as well that are being used throughout the industry, and you're part of a larger collaborative of a number of transit agencies, right? And they recently had a meeting, I think, at RTD looking at these type of issues.
Yeah, so going back to these bus safety meetings, what kind of came out of them a little bit is the co-responder unit had started before that, but a lot of bus operators and other personnel, especially frontline personnel, was asking, "Hey, how do we get some type of mental health training?" A lot of the individuals we're contacting, we want to make sure that we're contacting them correctly and we're diagnosing to make sure that this is a medical condition. So with the data that we took from the mental health clinician co-responder program, we went ahead and we did 5 videos. 4 of them were really the ones that we, our operators and frontline personnel see: affective disorder, thought disorders, developmental disorders, suicide, as well as trauma. And the developmental one was more for autistic children, because a lot of school-age children utilize our buses to get to their schools. So we wanted our operators to understand if they see a child that's maybe acting out, they might be experiencing something within that disorder. So we put those out there, about anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes long. Great amount of time to keep your interest, really understand it, and the videos give you a positive and a negative encounter. So it tells you how to go up to somebody. If you do it negatively, it might lead to a negative result. But if you do it in a positive manner, you'll hopefully get a positive result out of it. The actors that are within our videos are all of our bus trainers and other internal employees. So it was really great to actually have faces and people that work every day at RTD take part in this. And in our larger group, like I said, a few of us had started. We met, and it was myself, the representatives from DART, and somebody from Austin, Texas, Cap Metro, and we had met and talked about different things in regards to mental health clinician programs, homeless outreach, and that started growing because we started inviting more representatives from different agencies. We're up to about 25 agencies now that meet. And we had a 2-day workshop here in Denver, Colorado. We had about 25 representatives from about 10 transit agencies. And it was really, really great to get everyone together and learn what everyone's doing out there, and really best practices, or you could call it, stealing from each other, right? So
what would be your top 2 or 3 techniques, equipment that transit agencies need to employ?
One thing is definitely, and equipment is obviously a large term there, right? So if it's something that needs to be tangible and built, what RTD is doing next year is we received a federal grant where we're going to put live cameras in all of our vehicles. So about 1,200 vehicles are going to have what's called live looking cameras. It's going to be about 10 to 12 cameras that are going to be placed within the vehicles. And then the operator, if they encounter a situation on their bus or their train, and they need assistance from the security and police division, they'll hit a button, and then that will go to our police communication center. They'll be able to look into that vehicle and also take over the communications of that vehicle. And they could tell, example, hey, you in the blue shirt, you need to sit down, you need to, get off the next stop, or, we're opening the back doors, you need to get off and let the bus continue, stuff of that nature. So that is going to be a huge, huge tool. But, for agencies that obviously might not receive grants, or might not, have the monetary capabilities of doing something like that, training is huge, and there's a lot of training out there on bus operator assaults, on how to train your operators for verbal judo or deconfliction. So APTA is a great resource to utilize. Just reach out there. Reach out to me. I've been sharing these videos. Our CEO, Mr. Edward Johnson, is a huge advocate of making us share these videos to other agencies that are not able to produce them, because we all want everyone to be as safe and secure as they can when they're operating anyone's buses or trains. So reach out there. You'll realize there's a lot of places that will give you things to help your operations daily.
So it sounds like it's equipment, it's training, and it's also joining with the transit community and sharing ideas. Those three things are crucial. Now, another thing and I kind of want to close on this, what are some changes nationally that are taking place as it relates to defining or redefining what is assault on a public worker?
Yeah. So, the definition of assault is so different for different municipalities, different states. I know the FDA is defining it as and I don't want to go verbatim, but it's really a circumstance or an individual that does something to really recklessly disregard the safety of human life, interferes with or disables, incapacitates a transit worker while the transit worker is performing the duties of the transit worker. So it's that definition is very broad, right? Really, the definition of assault that police officers use in the state statutes is you have to cause bodily injury to somebody, by either striking them or kicking them or inflicting some type of violence. It could be used by with the means of a weapon. So the two really don't define each other, but the FDA wants that definition, and all the agencies are going to bring that on board. But I think it's also very good to have that definition because operators are sometimes not physically assaulted, but they might be, something might be thrown on them. Someone might, spit on them. There might be other actions that might not be clearly defined under state statute, but these need to be reported. We need to know that in our security and police divisions. Other agencies need to know what our operators are experiencing out there so we can really put best practices and really limit that type of behavior.
Very good. Deputy Chief Steve Martingano, thank you so much for sharing with us today, not only the new definitions of assault, but how your agency is one of the leading agencies in making sure that our drivers remain safe, our public transit operators remain safe, and your new clinician program working to make sure your passengers also have access to resources, which will help them as well in their moment of need. Kristen Joyner, thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of Preventing Driver Assaults, a special short-term project by the Federal Transit Administration to help train transit agencies across America on this important topic. Thank you so much, and stay safe out there.
All comments, tips, and ideas are the express opinion of the individuals and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Transit Unplugged, the Federal Transit Administration, CTAA, SWTA, TTI, or their subsidiaries. Thanks for listening.